Explosion at a grain elevator on Superior's Connors Point caused extensive damage Monday night. According to the Superior Fire Department, it happened around 6:20 p.m. Monday at the Viterra grain elevator. By the time crews arrived, all crews working there had evacuated and were accounted for. Investigators say an explosion happened in the below grade part of the plant and traveled up and out of the loading tower. There's extensive damage to the hatches and covers over the beltway and structure of the tower. While there were no fire, the several parts of the structure were smoldering with hot spots that firefighters did have to put out.
And the famous blue